Hey guys, Rob here with McDojoLife. Today we're going to be breaking down yesterday's video, but I have to do twice because I didn't break down yesterday's video on Instagram. But today we're going to be breaking down the systema control attackers muscles video. It's very strange and we'll try to process it the best we can. Let's check it out and then let's break it down.
Как вот почувствовать ту точку напряжения, да?
Feel that point of tension and press it, but not hard.
Где оно напряжено, да?
And then you will move
Где самая точка напряжения?
You'll see where that point of tension is. The main thing is for the person to find the right
Почувствовать
position.
это то же самое, как удары.
You set up his movement and he will continue going through his body.
И нужно это движение повторить
And you have
внутри.
to repeat that movement.
Иначе тебя закрутит. Может разорвать.
And you have to repeat that movement inside of yourself. Instead of twisting around and can rip you apart. What feelings did you have?
Confusion.
Запутался.
I couldn't find my footwork.
Не
I
мог
thought I was walking
двигаться.
to an obstacle.
А голова не догоняла.
He could not control his psyche because I was controlling his muscles and his body was moving,
Так же, как
but
удар.
his mind did not catch up to this, and that's why the confusion came up.
All right, so it's a lot to kind of take in. So let's first, before we kind of analyze this video more in depth, let's go and talk about who this gentleman is. So this gentleman's name is Mikhail. Let's go ahead and just toss that up on the screen here so we can get a little better version of who this guy is. So it's Mikhail Ryabko. I'm sorry, it's Russian. I'm terrible at pronouncing that kind of stuff, but I'll do the best I can. He was a colonel of the Special Forces Operation Unit with the Russian military, director and chief instructor of Systema headquarters in Moscow. So this is the head guy. He is the guy. He is the one who is in charge. Like you can see at the hierarchy, it's him, one other guy under him, then everybody else is an instructor. He was a colonel. I'm not going to read everything word for word. You can feel free to take a look at it and read it yourself. He was a colonel. He is now retired, obviously Russian military. He taught Spetsnaz. You know, the guy's got a lot of stories as a war hero. I'm not trying to take anything away from his military credentials at all whatsoever. I don't think that that's fair. But one thing I do want to make sure that I do is talk about what he's doing now. What he's doing right now just isn't cool, man. Like this particular art is called systema, however you'd like to pronounce it. And this gentleman, I feel, is taking advantage of his students with this kind of like odd spiritualistic rhetoric. And yes, the art is deeply based in spirituality. It said so, especially the article that I just posted up is from RussianMartialArts.com. You feel free to go check that out if you want any of the information or read the article that I just posted. But the idea here is that while he's talking, he's explaining it like he's able to control the other person's body. Now, I understand that there's going to be some odd translation here, and it's not going to go as well as we'd really like it to go because, you know, there's language barrier and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, he's literally saying that he's able to control the other person's body without touching him. And it's roughly translated, but that's what he's saying. Now, I've had a lot of people who train in systema go, you just don't understand. Well, I'm listening to what they're saying, and I have an open mind about it, but you can't control somebody else without touching them physically. I mean, you might be able to convince them or talk them into doing things, but actually using your force or energy to make them move just doesn't work. That's not a real thing, and it's a fantasy land, and I feel like those people who fall into those kind of things are a cult. Now, another thing to kind of add to this whole thing is that there are people who say, oh, that's not the real systema. This is the dude that founded it. He started this particular art. He is the head of the art. So when people say that's not the real one, well, what is the real one? Is it the one you made up? Because this is the guy who started it. So I also have video of this guy, which I'm sure I'll show it again eventually down the road, of him laying on his back, a gentleman touching his stomach, him flexing his stomach, and the guy flying back 10 feet. Like, I'm sorry, but that's a fantasy land. That's not a real thing. And, you know, maybe this system does have good stuff in it. And I don't know everything about everything. I don't. And maybe there is some good stuff there. But one thing I can guarantee you is what we're looking at in this video is complete and utter garbage. It's not even being explained as a drill. It's being shown and told as he's grabbing a hold of the person's insides using his energy to twist and, in his words, tear them apart. It's not a real deal. So let's just go ahead and go through the video a little bit step by step here, okay? Let's see what it looked like. Let's do it again.
Как вот почувствовать ту точку напряжения, да?
Feel that point of tension
Но
and
не
press it,
сильно.
but not hard.
Где оно напряжено, да?
And then you will move
Где
to
самая точка
no
напряжения?
contact.
All right, so basically what just got said, if you couldn't hear it in the background, was he said, feel the point of tension, and then don't press it hard, but eventually you'll be able to move to no contact. So he's saying physically touch the person on these points, and this is going to be the reaction that you will get. And eventually you can move to not touching them at all, and they will fall over. Now, that's pretty well stated in the translation. Now, I don't know what that type of drill might actually help you with if it was just a drill, but we keep moving on and let's hear what else they have to say.
And then you will move
Где
to
самая точка
no
напряжения?
contact. You'll
This
see
is
where that
90.
point of tension is. The main thing is for the person to find the right
Почувствовать
position.
это. Это то же самое, как удары. А мы это просто удары.
You set up his movement and you'll continue going through his body.
И нужно это движение повторить
And you have
внутри.
to repeat that movement.
Иначе тебя закрутит. Может разорвать.
So he just said, you know, feel the movement, or guide the movement in that person's body, and then you have to repeat that move within yourself. I'm pretty sure there's an added bonus to this. What he says after that.
Repeat that movement.
Иначе тебя закрутит. Может разорвать.
And you have
You'll feel it twisting around and it'll rip you apart. Like, I'm sorry, but when you say things like that, it just kind of sounds like a crazy person speaking. And, you know, maybe the guy has some incredible skills, right? Maybe he has the ability to do some amazing things. But what he's actually doing and what he's saying are just not good here. I'm just sorry. Like, maybe the dude's an awesome person. He's a great war hero, but he might be also off his rocker. Now, you can see everybody else in the room is covered in sweat. And then we actually finally, with one of these videos, get to hear the other person's perspective and kind of get a little bit of the brainwashing. Let's listen.
Иначе тебя закрутит. Может разорвать.
And you have to repeat that movement inside of yourself. So you'll twist it around and can rip you apart.
So he said he couldn't find his footwork. He felt like he kept stepping and running into obstacles. And, you know, again, there's nothing in the way. There's nothing stopping him from moving. But he's been convinced that there is. And that's a deep, deep, deep-seated cult-like behavior. That's a brainwashing on a high level. It's very interesting to see people fall for this kind of stuff. And what I assume is it probably is led up to that. It doesn't start on that. It probably starts at a lower level, teaching legitimate techniques, something basic, probably like front kicks, punches, where there's actual contact. And eventually you show people enough good stuff, you can start brainwashing them into this hot garbage. Let's listen to the end.
What feelings did you have?
Confusion.
Запутался.
I couldn't find my footwork. And I
You
thought I was
were
walking.
He couldn't control his psyche, right? It says he was controlling his muscles, right? So that's incredible. That's incredible to hear somebody say some ridiculous hot garbage like that. I'm sorry, but I am more than willing to stand there and have this person try to control my muscles. I won't move. I won't resist. There will be no fight. I would just like to physically feel and see this. Now, it's incredible how brainwashed these people are, and I truly hope that eventually these kind of guys get exposed, and that's exactly why I do this. Somebody recently asked me, hey, why do you do these videos from so long ago? Well, I've been doing this for about 6 years, and I never actually thought about doing breakdowns because I was demonetized a while back, and then I just had no real want to do anything on YouTube. And then I realized by doing these breakdowns, I'm able to actually post these videos because I was getting hit for copyright infringement. I was posting these videos and writing out all the explanations in the comments. Well, it was my videos were getting taken down and nobody was seeing them. Well, then I found out that apparently you can do these commentaries without having to worry about that. So I'm going to be doing that. And that kind of explains why I'm going back from these old videos, because some people might not know exactly the details. And I post these videos on my Instagram, and that's why I post them up here. So that way, every day I post a video to my Instagram, I can post up here and people can get a deeper understanding of what's going on. Thank you all for watching. I know this video was a little longer. The next one will be much shorter. This video just happened to be a lot longer than the normal ones that I post. Thank you for the likes, comments, shares, subscriptions, all that good stuff. Feel free to do any of that. Hit the subscribe button, whatever other YouTube tell you to do. And then I will catch you guys on the next one, which I'll be posting today.